Consideration of approving wastewater treatment plant facility project. Yes.
I particularly did not ask, and if it's an issue, I apologize, I did not ask Snyder to come back this evening, since they went over the issue so thoroughly last week, or 2 weeks ago. I made copies of the presentation that they provided to us, and provided these council members so you could review the alternatives that were provided.
I think we have them memorized.
I know this is all redundant.
It is very.
There was a recommendation from the council members who were involved in the process as part of the subcommittee, that a recommendation to move forward on option, I believe, is that option D?
Yes, it is.
Option D is a retrofit to the existing facility. I also went ahead and I have a copy of that from them from last week that I put up. They didn't provide me a copy of the other, so that you can get an idea of what was being offered up as a recommendation.
That option will be a viable one with the people involved with?
Well, based upon their recommendation from the group, we started some groundwork to see if it would be possible to follow through on this option, because one of the things that we have learned from DNR and from Snyder is that it would require that we receive waivers from 5 property owners that live in the area to approve this sort of work. We have contacted all 5 of those of those residents. We have received commitments back from 3 that they would approve it. 2 others have made intentions that they would approve it, but have not as of yet have not responded officially. We've also approached Mr. Hoff about the prospects of purchasing the property that would be necessary to do this project. And although there would be necessary to have a negotiation with him on price setting, he was not opposed to the consideration, and in fact has actually came back to us already one time to find out where we were and if we were still interested. So there has been a little groundwork laid as far as whether or not this option was even could even be a reality.
Is there any further discussion about alternative D? Any questions? Any discussion? If not, knowing that the waivers are possible and the land purchase is possible and probable, would someone like to make a motion that we move ahead with alternative D? And if not, let's talk about it.
I'll make a motion. We go ahead with alternative D.
Which is to rehabilitate the existing wastewater treatment plant and construct a flow equalization basin.
And which was the cheapest of all the alternatives?
Yes, it was the least expensive, and it was okayed by DNR. Is there a second to that
Do
motion?
we need to have anything subject to the waivers being signed or not? We just go ahead, and if the waivers aren't signed, we just can't do it.
That is correct. If this is a scenario that if we cannot receive a waiver, we only have one other option. Anyone who will not sign a waiver, we can ask for an allowance from DNR. I will tell you that that is infrequently approved, but it is an alternative option if one resident or 2 decide not to.
But should the motion just be as Jim said, or do we need to?
I would suggest that you might make it contingent upon
Contingent on
waivers and an option purchase.
We need to proceed quickly.
Rather quickly.
And to be the standard time frame.
Okay. The motion was made contingent on the waivers being signed and the purchase of the land, that we would go with alternative D, which is to rehabilitate the existing plant and construct a flow equalization basin.
Correct.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Call for a vote.
Councilman Brennan,
Yes.
Frederick,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
motion carried.